Captain One Leg was a notorious pirate, feared by all who sailed the seas. But even he had his weaknesses, and one of those was a sweet tooth for gum. So, when he heard about a particularly juicy and delicious brand in the local grocery store, he knew he had to have it, along with his sidekick, the mosquito-like Tony. Known to all as Mosquito, he made his way to the store in search of the gum. They snuck in through a window, careful to avoid the watchful eye of the storekeeper. Once inside, Captain One Leg hobbled on his wooden leg, his hand resting on the hilt of his cutlass, ready for any trouble that might come their way. Mosquito, meanwhile, scurried about the store, his long nose sniffing out their quarry. As they approached the gum aisle, they were suddenly confronted by the storekeeper, a burly man with a bushy beard and a shotgun in his hands. "What do you think you're doing here?" the storekeeper bellowed, leveling the shotgun at the two intruders. Captain One Leg stood his ground, his hand still on his cutlass. "We've come for the gum," he said, his voice low and menacing. The storekeeper laughed. "You leave empty-handed, scalawags," he said. "I won't stand for any thievery in my store." With lightning-fast reflexes, Captain One Leg drew his cutlass and charged at the storekeeper, while Mosquito squeaked and darted out of the way. The two clashed in a brutal sword fight, their blades ringing out in the narrow aisle. Just as Captain One Leg seemed to be getting the upper hand, a group of townsfolk burst into the store, shouting for the storekeeper to turn the pirate over to them. Captain One Leg and Mosquito were quickly surrounded, with nowhere to run. But Captain One Leg was not one to give up easily. With a fierce battle cry, he fought his way through the crowd, his cutlass flashing in the dim light of the store. Mosquito followed close behind, his tiny voice shouting encouragement. The two escaped into the night, the gum still clutched in their hands. As they disappeared into the darkness, they could hear the townsfolk cursing and shouting behind them. From that day forward, the legend of Captain One Leg and Mosquito lived on, their names whispered in hushed tones by sailors and merchants alike. And though they were known as thieves and scoundrels, there was no denying the bravery and cunning that had allowed them to escape with the coveted gum. To be continued. Help our project and write your options for the sequel below in the comments.